Hey, welcome back, everybody. I'm still at my parents' shop. Several days later, and I came back to fill up the pinholes. But I have bad news. This tank is way worse than I hoped it could be. You know, from about here down where the shiny paint is, all that shiny paint really needs to get cut off. So the whole bottom of the tank, the radius. It's not that it can't be fixed, but I'm also I'm spending way too much time on this. So I'm going to call it quits on this. I have one other gas tank at home I'm going to take a look at. Otherwise, I may just go ahead and order aluminum or a plastic tank or something, and I'll cut the bottom out of this. That'll take less than 5 minutes to cut the bottom out. And then we'll find a way to strap a new tank in. Yeah, so we're going to pack up. I'm going to get everything loaded up in the truck and clean up my mess, shut the place down, and we'll get back to my parents' place and we'll work on something else on that pulling tractor, and we're still going to make some progress. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Hey, we're back in my shop. I got everything out of the shop into the truck. I cleaned up Dad's shop, put everything away just the way I found it. Just got everything offloaded into here, but as you can see, I got a big old mess I need to clean up. So when I got done working in my shop, I just left all the rust, dust, and metal on the floor. So I need to grab a broom, clean this up, and we will get started on Project R. I think first, this inner tube here is still holding air. Still nice and tight. So after we get this cleaned off, get all the dust off the wheel, get the tire put back together, we got to finish the clutch, get the rest of the bolts in the bell housing, get the gas tank stand on there. Yeah, I'm still not happy about that. That was a lot of time invested in that tank. But it's something I wanted to try. I wanted to see if I could fix a rusty, dented piece of crap. And I still can. It's just going to take more time, and I don't have the material, and I really don't have the time for it right now. Again, haven't decided. Cut the bottom out of that tank and put a tank up inside of it, or I have one tank that might be okay, but I'd rather save it for something nicer. But I could always throw it on here if I need to, if it's still good, and then make a decision down the road, yank that tank off of here and put it on something else. So anyway, I'm going to grab a broom, clean up, and yeah, we'll see you in a minute. Hey, I got the shop cleaned up, as you can see. Yeah, the floor's got a brown tint to it, I believe. Yep. But it's all cleaned up. I've got the tire off the rim again because a lot of grinding dust got inside of it when I was doing all that work on that tank. And I got some water in that tire. That had to have been from when it was sitting outside and the tire went flat. So that's dried up. We're going to get the tire put together. While I was eating lunch, I just remembered something, that I've got a bunch of glass in here, and we'll go take a look. So right here, it doesn't look like glass, but it's glass. So I had two tractor cabs, old Moline tractor cabs. I tried selling, I tried giving them away. As long as somebody paid shipping for it, you know, if it had to get shipped, they could have it for nothing. I wasn't going to charge them. But I got tired of them sitting around, so I scrapped them this past fall, late summer, and I kept the glass because, and we will go out and take a look at that Ford. Let's see, we'll go this way. So this Ford has been missing a piece of glass on the door for years. Let's just walk in here. See that? No glass. Anyway, I was talking to my glass guy, Jim, and here recently, and I told him, hey, I've got this stockpile of glass. I don't know. I got the stockpile of glass. I don't know if I can use it for that tractor cab. And he said if it's a marbled glass, it is the shape it's going to be. It can't be recut in for anything else. It has to have that laminate. So that means I get to get rid of the glass, haul it off. That way I don't have to look at it anymore. I don't have to move it to get into these cabinets down here. So I'm going to do that before we start on that tractor here in a moment. My hands are shaking a little bit as my tire just blew up. My ears are ringing. It just clipped my finger, but all my fingers there. My little finger. Holy cow. There it is. Right there. Oh man, my ears are ringing. It's one of those moments you see in the movie where a loud noise happens, everything goes silent. That happened. Holy schmoly. Part of the inner tube. Man, that's gonna hurt for a while. Well, while I'm gathering my whereabouts, I am gonna figure out what to do next. Maybe something that's not so explosive. I mean, I had the tire. I was holding on to the tire. I had the tire gauge. I aired it up, put the gauge on it. I was like 15. So let's take it up to, let's say 27, 25, something like that. I don't need to go to the max 32 psi. And I must have been right around 25, 27. But you see it, or saw it, it's on the floor. Well, there it is. Blown out. Tube shot, tire shot. I mean, it was both. They were both old anyway, but well, I'm getting feeling back in my pinky. The one that went a little numb. My ears are not ringing near as bad. Phew. You know, you see videos of that stuff happening, and of course I wasn't videoing this. I just figured that I'm not going to video this. They've seen me put the tire together before. I just, for whatever reason, I had a leak. I need to take it apart and figure it out. And boom. So yeah, I took the tire off. I threw the rim back on, put the bolts in it. That way they're not just laying around. I'm still not sure what I'm going to try and accomplish next. Maybe pull the gauges out. I mean, yeah, I still got a clutch to bolt up, clutch pedal to connect. Yeah, maybe we'll start with the small things and try and get a positive out of this day yet. Oh, the other thing is I need to replace this side cover. And, well, anyway, we'll get to that. Yeah, I'm going to work on that clutch next. Get that tightened up. Yeah, I cannot believe I did not have that rolling. I mean, that hasn't happened to me in a long time where you hear this loud noise or concussion or something happens where everything just goes quiet. And then your ear ringing comes up, and that's all you can hear is ear ringing. Tell you what, wakes you up. 1, scares you. 2, 3, I'm mad about it. All right, I gotta do something instead of standing here reliving this whole thing in front of you guys. Clutch. Well, I've got you guys set up, and I gotta stick my arm into this dark hole. Somehow, still be able to see, let you guys see something. And I know I've done this before, but it's been so long, I don't know how I reached in there to tighten it up. There's one right there too. Ah, that's how. There we go. I gotta do this like 6 or 8 times. I don't remember which. Bring the engine around. Oh, radiator's in the way. Out of the way. Just tuning into this stuff. I only had that radiator sitting up there to look like something was done, I guess. There's that one. Oh, I gotta use 2 hands. Oh, here's one. I use 2 hands to roll the engine over, one to pull on the fan blade, one to keep the belt tight. And the next one is right there. Oh, too far. And I don't know if I can go back. Oh, there we go. There we got it. It's right there. Somewhere. Well, we've been in 2 weeks deep freeze, sorta, in our neck of the woods. Snow from our snowstorm stuck around. Let's see, today's Monday the 18th. So it started melting, today's Monday, it started melting Saturday. Finally. So 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks of not going above zero, or excuse me, above freezing, which for us is 32 degrees. But it finally happened. Snow in our yard. We live, you know, in the woods, and the snow's finally melting off. And those of you that live in the woods around here, we're the last ones to warm up, and well, yeah, first ones to cool off because of the shade of the trees and blocking the sun and such. Oop. Where's up there? It is. A little bit more. There we go. So, what else is new around here? Oh, this year, our tractor show is featuring Minneapolis Moline, which the last time we did that was just about 10 years ago now. And one of our Moline collector said 10 years ago this is probably going to be his last time to bring tractors the way that him and his family did, but hopefully it's still not the case. I haven't talked to him for several months. And hopefully we got another Moline collector that's never brought anything. I've been trying to talk him into it, but you know, you don't want to force anybody to do nothing, but we'll see. Maybe this time we can get him to bring a tractor or two. Which brings me to, and it's not the case for this gentleman, but some people, when you say show, they think everything's shiny and nice, right? Tractor shows, if you've been to one, or even a tractor pull, tractor anything, they're not all shiny and nice and new looking. You got rusty stuff like me. Gotta love the rust. Okay, now we're starting to get them tight. So anyway, this year, if you're up in the Linden, Washington area, which we're only like, depending on where you're at, where I'm at, I'm about 15 minutes from Canada. Maybe 20, yeah, no, about 20. Yeah, it's just because we have to zigzag a little bit before we get to the highway to speed up. So, let's see, last time, 10 years ago when we featured Moline, when the club featured Minneapolis Moline, we had about 63 pieces is what comes to mind. And that's tractors and equipment and stationary engines, and that included one tug. It's been restored for a while. It's starting to show little bits of age, but the thing is beautiful. The guy did a wonderful job. He keeps it indoors, and it's stored indoors. Drives it around the showgrounds like people drive their golf carts and side-by-sides. I mean, I wish that's how everybody got around, is something like that. There, that's tight. Oh man, I got a tickle in my nose. So, if you're in the area, please stop by. I don't have the dates in my head. I believe it's July 30th, August 1, 2, 3. Starts on a Wednesday and ends on a Saturday. If you live nearby and you always wanted to go to the show, please come out and attend. If you've never been, please come out. And Friday, Saturdays are the busy days. Saturday's kind of a shorter day. Friday's optimal for seeing, if you can only come one day, I would say come out Friday. Saturday show pretty much ends about 3 o'clock, and everybody starts to go home. Now, and I say the show, meaning vendors and people that it's a lot of work to display things. And people that display things start to pack up, go home. That way they have Sunday, the rest of Saturday and Sunday to relax if they get home, if they're that nearby, and get ready for work on Monday. Let's see, what else? Wednesday, if you have your choice of days, there's most of the equipment is there Wednesday and Thursday, but they keep rolling in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You might get a couple more that show up Saturday. But I'd say Friday is probably our best day to see everything and have a full long day. And and if you get there at 6 a.m., you can get the Thresherman's breakfast. Just go to the food booth and pick out what you want, pay for it, and sit down with somebody or nobody, and somebody will sit next to you and strike up a conversation and, have a good time. On a Saturday, the tractor pull, most days the tractor pull starts at later in the afternoon. I'm going to keep it random because I don't remember right now. But on Saturday, the pull starts earlier. I don't remember what time. 2 o'clock, I think. 1 or 2 o'clock it starts on Saturday. And then tractor pull. Tractor pull is like for most people, the highlight of the show. Yeah. We all have a good time. We have Westfield on the other side of the woods where it's free parking. You can pay to park right across the road, but you can park out behind the woods, follow the signs, and there's a trolley that will take you through the woods. It's beautiful. Big monster cedar trees, fir trees, all the undergrowth. It's gorgeous, beautiful ride through there. It's a short ride, and the shuttle is free. So you can park for free, ride the shuttle for free, or you can park for free and walk through the woods. Just look out. Oops. Look out for the shuttle. Yeah, I think that's about all of them. I think they're all, I got them all tight. So, what else do we need to do? I need to, you know what, since we're right here, let's hook up the clutch. And that goes there we go, a little pressure on it. Stick that through. For some reason, I thought it was this hole it was in, but that doesn't look like it. Looks like that hole. That's got all the wear marks on it. Okay, I'll end up replacing that cotter pin. It's pretty wore out, but that'll hold it in place. Let's see what else. You can put the clutch plate cover on. None of this is helping it getting it running. It's just goes that way. Getting parts put back where they came from is all it's doing. Oh, this way. Got a notch here that fits a notch up here behind this arm. There we go. Bring that spring over. You got a groove right here that sits in. Done. And that keeps a lot of junk out of there. There's still a drain hole underneath, but it takes care of that. I'm gonna have to get some more bolts. Here we go. I don't have the right length. These two, I could take those two out and I could put the fuel tank stand on. Let's do that. Get that out of the way. Need to set that aside so I can go get more bolts. I didn't measure the length, but that's like a 5/8 coarse bolt. Need some more. Let's see. Let me get some wrenches and we'll loosen that up and see if we can get that tank stand on. So after some studying and cheating by looking at other tractors, my other R's with no hydraulics, I needed to figure out where this goes, whether it goes here or here, this way or this way. Turns out it goes here and it goes that way. This is where your hood strap is going to bolt the front of the tank down here, and then you got this little oval hole. That's where your tank strap goes here, which also holds the back of your hood down. And then if your hood has the spring clips you pull down and hook in, that's where those hooks goes into oval shaped holes. So now I know. Take this apart. Got some other bolts in this thing, so we're not worried about it coming apart on us. And of course, while you're looking at this stuff, you see that these tractors have been apart, split, or at least the tank stand has been removed and put back on, and somebody didn't know how or which way, because they didn't have a sample sitting around or didn't take a picture of it. Of course, taking pictures. Shoot, we just started doing that with our phones, what, in the last 20 years? 20 years, that's actually, good grief, that's been a while. That was my first cell phone was, what was it, the Motorola flip phone? Yeah, and then my second one was the military grade. It had the cheap looking diamond plate plastic on it. It's supposed to be a tough one. Those had the, if you don't remember or wonder what the heck he's talking about, they also had a two-way radio on them. So just click the button for your buddy, which I had a few on my phone that were set up like that. So shoot, we'd use them like a CB, going down the road, going to a tractor pull or something, keep in contact. It's like, yeah, that was pretty neat. Let's see. Okay, holes to the back. Let's see, I don't think, yep, bolts have to go this way. They're too long to go here with this plate. No, they're not, actually. There we go. I'm trying to get all the bolts to go the same direction. So, there we go. They are now going the same direction. Oh, I don't even remember what the heck we were just talking about. What was I talking to you guys about? Anyway, this, I guess. Oh, radios. Photos. That's how we went down that rabbit hole. Taking a picture so you knew how to put your parts back on. All right, back on track. So that is right. There we go. Putting these things back together. Let's see, how to put that. Oh, something else. If I put it on the Trust the Rust Facebook page, that especially if you're in Washington and Oregon, if you have a tractor show, tractor pull, parade, plow day, tractor anything, and you'd like me to put it on Trust the Rust Facebook page, send it to me in a message on that page, and I will put show dates, pull dates, whatever. If I get enough tractor tractor pull dates for Washington, Oregon, and I will do others. It's not just Washington and Oregon. But if you have other dates that you think people might see that might go to my page, please send them to me. I will get them on there. If you have a flyer for any of this, I will post your flyer. Just get the word out that there's things going on. Get people notified so they don't have an excuse of, well, I didn't know. Heck with it. Let's get everybody to know. Figure it out. Get out. Go see some people with like interests. There we go. Also, this is rusty right here. I'll clean this up. We don't have a tank right now anyway. This is supposed to have like a pad here, so it's not rubbing metal on metal, just sliding around and wearing yourself a hole in it. This here is supposed to have, which is down here, a little piece of rubber that runs up and down, so the tank is not sitting right on the metal as well. Okay, what else? The clutch is done. Clutch is hooked up. I know I need some more bolts for the bell housing. Actually, I can tighten one more up. Right here. Oh, yeah, I can put the starter in. I mean, we're not going to start it today or try, but we're getting there. We're making progress, yeah. Also, I need a part for the steering that goes, well, I don't know if you can see it. Let me come around and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this right here is supposed to be a bracket that bolts onto the side of the dash. Supposed to be a bracket that comes right here, and the steering wheel and the shaft goes through the bracket, steering wheel being right about here, and the steering shaft will go down to the front end and hook up, which currently I don't have this. Oh wait, I might. I shouldn't say that too fast. I may or may not have a steering wheel and shaft that are the right length. I can cut a shaft down to the right length. I have another idea to make life a little better, but yeah, I need to get the crusty H out of the way and see about the other side cover off the R engine, and I'll swap them so the engines stay covered, and I'll see about a steering wheel and a shaft. So let's go see if the H will start. Well, I just went out to the parts room, got the battery charged on the H, got it out of the way. Parts room is open. I thought maybe I had a cover without the hydraulics on it. I don't have one on the shelf. I do have one on that R engine that came off the rear end. I have another cover like this with no pump on it, but it's still slightly bigger than one that has no hydraulic hookup at all. So we'll take this out. This is homemade. You can see it's brazed or welded on there. Oh well, at least we have one. So I'm gonna try and knock this out quick, because it's gonna get dark real fast. That's not working. Oh, there's a stud. There's another. Here in a moment, you're going to see the inside of the engine. Might take longer than I thought. It may not happen at all. All right, I may have to get these broke loose by hand before my little 3/8 drive. Hey, there's a nut. Yay! Washer's still on there. I'm sure to keep all the shit. Oh, there it is. Keep all the hardware together. That ain't gonna fit. That ain't gonna fit. That looks rusty. Hey, but it worked. I'll take it. Win. Also, when I was out in the parts room, I looked for a steering wheel and shaft for a narrow front. I don't have one. So we're gonna have to go with making one, which I'm not against. Hey, so I'm trying to get this cover off as quickly as possible, just for the simple fact that I don't want to leave. I'm not worried about the engine in here as much as I am as the one out in the parts room, because it's not sealed up as nice as far as rodents go. So I am going to finish as quickly as possible. And the wife's going to be home soon, so I need to go in a bit and have dinner and hang out with the family. Well, I thought this would get to a certain point where it would just come loose, but it's not having it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time in here once this does get off to show you around inside the engine. I'm gonna carry on, do a quick swap with the other engine, get that cover off, and this one back onto that engine out there. Holy moly, that one's tight. I mean, it's moving, but the threads are all gunky, oil and dirt and such over the years. And I cannot get, there it is. Anyway, got that. So, as you've seen in this video, I've had a bit of a rough day, but I'm working on a project tractor, so how bad could it be? Yeah. Sure, I'd like to have it done sooner, and it'd been nice to know that the engine ran before I put this all together, and it'd been nice the tire didn't explode on me today, and it'd been nice to know that I could weld up all the pinholes. Well, yeah. So those pinholes, each time I thought I had it fixed, I'd pressure up the tank again and soap it again, and for every one I'd try to fix, I'd end up with 2 or 3 more, or whatever the case may be. It was just not going well. And I'm not afraid to spend the time on that tank, because so far it's turned out looking really well. I'm not afraid to take the time and cut the bottom off where I showed you, and just buy some 18 gauge, make a bottom for it. The thing is, you need to have the same height, otherwise your tank's going to sit higher, and your tank on these older Molines are part of your hood or your sheet metal. It doesn't hide underneath a great big long hood like they do later on in years. So, all right, everything should be loose. It's my oil pressure line. I'm not too worried about it. Let's see if this will go. There we go. It's loose. Now it's completely loose. There we have it. I'm going to take that off, I hope. Going to bend this oil pressure line out of my way a little bit. Hey, there we have it. It's off. Okay. Yeah, like I said, we're not going to spend any time here. I got to get going. So I'm going to go outside. I'm going to swap panels, and then I will see you back in here. Hey, we got a few things done today, even though it wasn't the best day for me personally. My ear's ringing. It's gone down now. What I thought would take a half hour took me about an hour, just over an hour to swap. I thought I'd be able to get the cases swapped, or the covers swapped on the engines, the side covers, but it didn't work out. The one out there fought me for a little bit. So anyway, the one that I need is right below you. I'm not worried about the engine in the shop right here. It'll be fine. At some point I'm going to need to change the oil anyway, so let's see. I got the starter. We got the starter on the other side. We got the stand on. We got the flywheel or the clutch plate tightened up. Got the cover on. Linkage hooked up. Found out I need a few more bolts, which I need to take that so I remember. I think, no, probably, I'm not going to get exactly what I need. I'll get some extra for the bolt bin. Yeah, tire explosion. No ill effects on my pinky. It's just fine right now. Like I said, it was just a tip. I felt something. I don't know if it's a chunk of tire slammed into it as it flew by or what. But anyway, I guess that's it. That's all I can think of. Until next time, thanks for watching, and we'll see you later. Bye.